How we doing, everybody? It's Wednesday night. Got my hat on. Thank you very much for joining us here. It's Wednesday night. It's time for the ravori-sports podcast. It is every Wednesday night. About a few minutes late here, so we apologize for that. But we are here as we always are every Wednesday night. Ravori-sports podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Twitch, Twitter, Kick, LinkedIn. It'll be on here this way as well. Definitely also to live. Thank you for everybody at Driving to the Top Production. I appreciate you guys always hanging in with us. Couldn't make the open mic last night, but I appreciate everything that they have done. Our partnership, I'm very, very happy about that. So I appreciate those guys as well, doing great jobs. Ken the Bear fan, Jeremy, definitely Adam and Rich, Big Rich, everything like that. It's been about a year, actually, too. I looked at it today. It's been about a year since I've actually started with this. So I appreciate these guys for doing it as well. Real quick, Genesis Notary Services /Facebook.com. So definitely check us out here, Genesis Notary Services /Facebook as well. So definitely, if you want to go ahead and get something, done as far as your notary work in the Winchester, Virginia area, in the Shenandoah Valley area, we'll be more than happy to go ahead and get that for you. We'll be happy to go ahead and take care of that. ravorisports.company.site. We are going to have a ravorisports.company.site Friday before the Super Bowl rebrand. We're going to go ahead and talk about that there. We got the new app. We got the site. We got some merchandise. We got all the fun stuff. We're going to talk about our Fanatics links, how you could go ahead and get it through Fanatics when you see it. So definitely go ahead and check that out. ravorisports.blogspot.com. So definitely every morning we got a blog that's coming out as well. This week we've talked about the Indiana football on the blog. We've talked about the expectations of NFL coaches. So it's a little bit more long form. If you like to read, if you like to go ahead and see it, a little bit more long form every day. Most of it is Ravens, Orioles, but right now especially, there's no Ravens or Orioles games going on. So, we talked about the college football playoff and all that, etc. So definitely check that out as well. See Charles Harris. We are LegalShield.com. So definitely, absolutely check out see Charles Harris. We are LegalShield.com. Happy to go ahead and get that done, get that squared away for you as well. Also to Super Bowl streams, definitely check that out. Super Bowl Sunday, we'll go ahead and have pre and post. Will be coming on about 3:00. Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be on after the game. I don't know who's going to join me. Actually, didn't even know Dylan was going to be on the post game for the other night. So I was very pleased with that. So we're definitely don't know as far as the NFL. We're going to go ahead and have that as well. And we're going to have our first Ravori Sports conversation that Saturday before the Super Bowl as well. Working on that. Hopefully, we'll go ahead and get definitely we're going to have a guest. We're going to be interviewing somebody. I asked a couple people for the first time this week because during the offseason, NFL, college football, I got more time for that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start that back up again. And we are on Jesse Minter Watch. I would be remiss in saying we're going to talk NFL here, as we always do here at the beginning. But definitely everything I have been seeing today, and I've been watching for it as well, it looks like, and we're going to talk free agency here, obviously, but that it looks like Jesse Minter is not official as of right now. That's the time I last checked it, which was a few minutes ago. So that he's going to be the next head coach of the Ravens. I don't see other people in league circles have had it. All the Ravens have put out, he's had a second interview as well. They've interviewed Anthony Weaver twice, etc. Salas took a job somewhere else. So more and more it looks like that, but I have not heard it officially yet. Former Ravens assistant coach as well. So we'll keep our eyes on that as well. So let's get to the NFL free agency. So 2026 is here, and now we got NFL offseason and free agency. So let's start with the free agents of the Ravens that we have. So this video is more talking. This segment rather is talking about the free agents of the Baltimore Ravens, who is currently a free agent with the Ravens right now. So everybody, this is the players that contracts are up, and what are the Ravens going to do? We're going to get to team needs. We're going to get to targets. We're going to get to the draft and all that stuff as well. But let's start at the beginning here pretty much. So last week we talked about who were the best players of last year, who could be leaving with the Ravens. A couple contracts were already signed as well. Travis Jones signed an extension, was scheduled to be a free agent. John Jenkins, a little bit more surprising, signed a one-year extension with the Ravens. Also, too, you had Mark Andrews sign a several-year extension. So we will see. So let's take a look at who's coming available here for the Ravens. So exclusive rights free agents. If I missed anybody, end of the roster, maybe that's possible. But this is for the most part what the roster looks like. Exclusive rights. So what does that mean? If the Ravens offer them a contract that they can't get a contract anywhere else, right? You can't negotiate. All Ravens going to offer you a contract. Sometimes this happens with guys. Most of the times, these are all pretty much undrafted guys that don't have a contract. It's unexpected. So these are guys that are Ravens offer them a contract. They are going to be Ravens next year. Corey Bullock, CJ Okoye, and Dayton Wade. First, I'll start with CJ Okoye. CJ Okoye, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be a Raven in 2026. Certainly, he played his way, I think, into certainly rotation consideration. He didn't play as much as John Jenkins did. I think with the injuries, we may have Nani Matabuke retiring. I haven't heard anything about Matabuke, but as well. So certainly, Okoye, I think, is going to be on the roster next year. Dayton Wade's going to get a shot at camp. Corey Bullock was the backup center all year, but really didn't play at all. So we really don't know what we have here. One restricted free agent, Keaton Mitchell. I think he'll probably definitely be back down. It will be up to Jesse Minter or whoever the new head coach is to go ahead and play. I believe he'll come back next year as well. Keaton Mitchell, I think it was interesting. I think definitely, certainly a change of pace is definitely in the offing for him there compared to a Derrick Henry. Unrestricted free agents. So these guys do not have a contract. These guys are vets. They can sign anywhere they want. They can go anywhere to any team. I think I have Pat Ricard on the side, so I'm not going to talk about him. Darius Washington. So Darius, interesting, we might be getting a defensive coach that used to play for the Ravens, and you're getting a Darius Washington out there as well. Interesting to see what his value is. You would think now you got two destinations where you're going to have Ravens out there. John Harbaugh out there now as the Giants coach, which is now official, and Jim Harbaugh out there as well with a lot of those ex-Ravens and everything there. So interesting to see what happens with a Darius. The fact that he even got on the field, I think, is an accomplishment as well. Don't know if there's a starting job for him here as well. So we will definitely see about that there as well. Like I said, I think Pat Ricard, I'm not going to talk about Ricard, I don't think here. Well, no, I think we will talk. Ricard's not on the slide, I'm sorry. So Pat Ricard, interesting to see now that we don't have a coach. So what the market is. All of these free agents there, you got to keep in mind now, John Harbaugh is in New York. So will the Ravens and whoever the offensive coordinator is going to go ahead and take a fullback? Interesting. If I'm Pat Ricard and I'm a free agent, do I just want to go to San Diego? Do I want to try and get to San Francisco? Do I want to try and get to New York, where you're probably going to have a fullback or something like that there? We kind of go through this all the time with him every year. DeAndre Hopkins, I think he was just underutilized. I think I got no problem with DeAndre Hopkins if they find money for DeAndre to bring him back next year. I think he was as advertised, kind of like tough 50-50 balls in crucial situations. I think the part of the problem why he wasn't more productive is the line was so bad. You saw a lot of 3-4 tight ends, 2-3 tight ends, and everything like that. So he didn't get on the field as much. They didn't spread the field as much. That's kind of the life of a third, fourth receiver. When they don't spread the field, you kind of just standing on the sideline. Interesting to see what happens with him if he doesn't, or if he plays football at all at this point next year. DeAndre, Tyler Huntley, there better be a Tyler Huntley extension for next year. There better be a Tyler Huntley extension. Tyler Huntley absolutely belongs with an extension with the Ravens. I don't want to hear it. I don't care who the coach is. Like, you better have a spot for Tyler Huntley on the team after. Certainly, if you're keeping Lamar Jackson, and I don't buy into the rumors he's going to the Raiders, that's just silly. But I do think you better have a Tyler Huntley extension there in the offing. That is absolutely a thing where you better have Tyler Huntley there next year. Charlie Kolar is a free agent. Interesting to see if they sign him. I'm not as convinced they bring him back. I think I could certainly. This is one of the first one I could kind of see it either way. Like, I could see them saying, "Hey, we want to bring him back. We kind of have him as our second tight end with Andrews, etc." Good block. I could see it, and if they said we're not that interested, I could see that too. I'm fine, and I'm kind of like that myself with Charlie Kolar here. They do whatever they decide to do. I'm kind of okay with it either way. Kolar, they signed him, and it doesn't bother me. I can tell you that. Talon Wallace, I think he's definitely a guy that's going to be looking for a job in New York. He kind of is a John Harbaugh guy. John Harbaugh really likes him. Ran back to kick return, good special teams guy. I definitely think that's a guy that they want to go ahead and use. Jordan Stout for probably the best punt returner, best punter in the NFL during the last season. I would assume they would try and sign him unless he really wants to leave. This is different now because you got a new coach, so it might be interesting. I would think, especially if it is Jesse Minter, that they would want to bring in Jordan Stout. Whoever it is will want to bring this out. The top group here at the end we're going to go over. I mean, certainly, I think it wouldn't matter like who it was that would bring him in. David Ajabo, shout out to him being on the team at least 4 years. I wasn't sure he would. I would thought he would get cut. He did make it through the season. I'm not sure there's a door open for David Ajabo. Didn't contribute much. I think you could kind of put him now in the Anthony Poindexter category. The injury that he had, he never kind of became what they were hoping for. I think that's fair to say with David Ajabo as well. Joe Noteboom, I don't see him coming back either. Definitely, I mean, he was even a guy that was a healthy scratch a couple weeks as well. They kind of signed him, I thought, because he was going to be like a Pat McCary. I think that's kind of what they envisioned. They signed him, and he just struggled in a lot of places as well. I think he's a backup somewhere else. I mean, I think that's probably the fate. Chidi Awuzie, I think this is a pleasant surprise. I thought you could argue. There's an argument he made. He was the best corner all season long. I definitely believe that this guy certainly was an outstanding corner for them. Look, they really just saw him as a fourth corner. I mean, you brought in Jair Alexander, didn't work out. You brought in, you drafted Nate Wiggins the year before. You had Marlon Humphrey for the Pro Bowler. And Awuzie, I think, just took it right from him. I think him and Nate Wiggins were clearly the two best ones. He's 31, so it's interesting what the market value is going to be. How much money are you going to spend on a guy, even though as good as he was, you're spending a lot of money on it. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Jake Hummel, I got to put him and DeAndre in the same category, like as advertised. A good, solid special teams player is what you thought you were getting. And what you got was a good, solid special teams player as well. Played on defense, led the team in special teams tackles. You never know with a guy like this. I'm not sure if he has a future with the Ravens, or not. Again, we're waiting on a new coach still, so we will see. But I'm kind of leaning that they're going to let him go, or he's going to find a deal elsewhere if he can. I don't think they're going to. Certainly not a priority for them. Jesse Hummel. I think it's finally. Let's go ahead and give it up for Brent Urban. I can almost guarantee with John Harbaugh gone now that's it for Brent Urban as a on-field performer for the Reds. I think I could certainly see him go the path of like a Zach Orr was, like a Anthony Levine was, guys that former Ravens and in the front office is still with the team. I think it as well, or I do not believe just Brent Urban. I think Brent Urban's played his last game as a Raven. And, of course, Falele. Please go to New York with Harbaugh. please go to please just take him with you. You like Falele so much. Go play for what Howard Cosell called the New Jersey Giants. Go ahead and do that. Go play for Please no. Please just don't do it. I can't imagine. Please just don't do it. Let Falele go to another team. Just don't do it. All right. Kyle Van Noy, 36 years old. Really good the previous year, quiet last year. I can only see him returning it for like a similar deal to what he had when he signed. I think like there still might be some value in him as a backup. I could see that as well. This is a weak spot for your football team. They aren't nearly as good now as well, especially possibly with no Matabuke going forward as well. I don't think you're going to spend too much to keep him. I don't think it's a big priority. He may retire, maybe looking for another team. If I had to go one way or the other, I'd say Van Noy is probably not going to be on the roster next year. Alohi Gilman. So interesting here. I don't know how I feel about this trade as far as Alohi Gilman and Odafe Oweh. Oweh obviously played better than he did in Baltimore. He had I think it was 7.5 sacks I think he had with the Chargers. I'm actually fine with them trading away because I never thought that Oweh was this great player as well. So you get Gilman back, and it's kind of mixed as well. Definitely, in terms of his read and recognition, I liked it. I mean, this guy's definitely standing in the right spot, definitely knows, definitely a leader on the field, definitely understands the entire defense. Zach Orr's side. So he definitely had that. I don't know if he's more than that. The question is, do you want to continue to have Kyle Hamilton in that same role that he was in, whoever the defense is? I kind of would think he's leaving. I don't think there's a path for him. I really think they want to set the path for Kyle Hamilton and Malachi Starks going forward. I would think. But that's probably the route that they're going to go here as well. Dre'Mont Jones, number 3. I have him higher than Van Noy. I didn't love him like I'm hearing. It's good. He's a good, decent outside linebacker, edge rusher, good defensive player. I've got no big problem with Dre'Mont Jones as well. I think if you have a stud and him, I think you could do with that. I think he's that type of player. I think he's that type of player, somebody to tilt the field in him. He's definitely got a lot of dog in him, a lot of player, but I don't think he's an outstanding edge rusher as well. I probably think he signs elsewhere. I don't think it's a priority as well. I think I kind of put him in Van Noy. I could see one of the two sign. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Kind of brought him and Gilman in for the same reason. John Harbaugh liked the fact that he came in and knew the defense right away and could play right away as well. Decent enough returns from both of those guys as well. It wouldn't shock me if they brought him back, but I don't know as much. Guy I think higher on the list is probably for sure an ex-Raven here, Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely's gonna play somewhere. I don't think it's necessarily. We make the joke about Philly. I don't think it's just New York. I definitely think there's a lot of teams are going to be interested in Isaiah Likely. The bloom was off the rose a little bit because I do think he wasn't as productive as they had hoped. I do think some of that, again, was state of the Ravens offense, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I do think that. I think like there is a chance you could take him on another team. And if he's getting the lion's share of the reps, I think definitely this guy, that's something we haven't seen from him. So I do think there is some intrigue from him there as far as getting the lion's share of the reps, but it'll be interesting to see that. I'm pretty sure he signed somewhere else as well. Somebody, I think a lot of, you talk to other teams around the league and a lot of fans, they really are thinking Isaiah Likely is really good. And number one, Tyler Linderbaum, 26 years old. I think he is, you could argue, probably the number one free agent offensive, again, maybe for the second year in a row, the number one free agent offensive lineman in the entire NFL. Why isn't it done? Linderbaum, I believe, is kind of pulling hardball with him. The way the franchise tag works is you cannot franchise tag a player as far as offensive line. So centers kind of get paid less than tackles a lot of the time. But if you franchise them, then you have to pay him as a tackle, which they don't want to do. The problem is Linderbaum is playing hardball. He knows his value. he hasn't signed with them. So I don't think that this guy hits free agency. He signed. I mean, there's going to be too many teams now that are going to be interested in Tyler Linderbaum. I am of the thought, though, that they are going to try and keep him if they got to keep him. I don't think they want to franchise him, but I think they will. They may have to because Linderbaum is playing hardball with them, and they signed Kyle Hamilton. They signed, and they're not. He's not giving a discount. That's my assessment. That he's just not just no. And they haven't offered him a deal. Other thing, your guards are not good. So we just talked about Falele being free agent. Voorhees also really struggled. I don't know what else you do if you're the Ravens. How far do you want to carry this with Tyler Linderbaum as well? But it's not done yet, so we'll see how that goes. There you go. All right, so NFL free agency there. So which Ravens are free agents? Who is going to sign and not sign with the Ravens going forward? That's the list. Forgive me if anybody's left off, but that's pretty much how it's going to look for the Ravens going forward. And we will see and go ahead and check that out there as well. And still no word on Mentor. This is what we do as content creators. You just scroll all there as well. All right. So definitely we're going to talk about free agency. Next week, we're going to talk about the team needs a little bit more in depth, what the Ravens actually do need, hopefully too. And we will have a stream as well if Jenny or if it's somebody else is hired as coach as well of the Ravens. It's Championship Sunday. All right. So this is it. The last Sunday of the NFL season in some ways. In a lot of ways. This is the last Sunday of the season where you had multiple games going on. So after that, you're going to have the week off. You're going to have Super Bowl. After that, that's it. Season's over. So let's see who goes ahead and takes the title here on Championship Sunday. We'll talk about too. Divisional playoff last week. Rams and the Bears. felt bad for the Bears. Like, I don't know. I wasn't one way or the other as far as for the Bears, but I think like I could say this: you don't have a Caleb Williams problem. I think like just I don't know why it seems like he's just falling in this category where he's getting extra scrutiny. That throw he made, I mean, it's insane. Peyton Manning and Tom Brady couldn't have made that throw. I heard somebody say that. I totally agree. John Elway, I thought was the best arm I ever saw, and I think he's certainly in that category. Maybe John Elway, Josh Allen. That's about as far as making a throw. You're not supposed to do that. Go take 5 steps back, throw it on one foot, and just drop a dime. That was crazy. The Rams won the game because the Rams do not make mistakes. They are flawless and not flawless, but no turnovers, no interceptions, don't get a lot of flags. They don't drop passes. That's why the Rams win games. So they're the new England in that sense. You're not. They never beat themselves. They never beat themselves. As well, other NFC game, not much of a game. Look, 49ers did the best they could all season long, getting as far as they got, in my opinion. 41-6. I mean, what do you say to that? Kyle Shanahan, I think, did a phenomenal job getting them to. And look, pressure was on him a little bit. Poor season last year. Could have went left. Definitely hung in. Definitely his offense, despite whatever happened, was still really, really good as well. Just not their day on Sunday. Seahawks defense is good for sure as well. And NFC divisional round. Texans over the Patriots. That was Sunday. Stroud, I don't know what to tell y'all about Stroud. I think like maybe I'm the only person that doesn't think the sky's falling. I'm just watching him some days, and he's just having some bad days. He just is not consistent enough. He's good. He's good when he's good, and then he's just bad some days. I think the line isn't helping him. I think he's definitely. I think that line in Houston is abominable. I think that's what lost them the football game. They couldn't protect at all. And seven, I think when the quarterback can't get protected, they kind of get the hops. They kind of do things like that. I think that's totally true there as well. But New England is no joke. New England's defense, I think, is real, is no joke. And they're really good. I thought this would be the most interesting game. Buffalo and Denver. Denver obviously winning the game 33-30, losing Bo Nix at the end of the to an ankle injury, so he's not going to play. He's out for the season. So if they go to the Super Bowl, they can win Sunday and go to the Super Bowl. They're not going to have those Knicks. Jarrett Stidham is going to start for them. Josh Allen, too many mistakes. I kept telling people that Josh Allen and Lamar are in the same boat. What everybody kept doing is they kept having Josh Allen here and Lamar down here. So because he was a little better against Kansas City. This guy's have problems in the playoffs as well. I still don't think they were right to fire McDermott. That's kind of crazy to me. Like, I think that's a bit much. You didn't go to the Super Bowl. It's not like you were any good before you got there. It's not like you don't have more. So I think that was a bit panicky, in my opinion. But, you didn't get there. So, I mean, that's kind of the argument that people make when you have that as well. AFC title game. Patriots and the Broncos as well. So we're going to have, if you'd have bet money on Polymarket or DraftKings or whatever it is, that you're going to have Drake May versus Jarrett Stidham in the AFC title game, you won a lot of money. And I thought you would have lied. But that's what we got here. No Bo Nix. Saw the calls all week for Sean Payton to call Drew Brees, his former quarterback, who's been retired for years as well. The Patriots, I think, are for sure the real deal. They're absolutely their receiving core is much better than what people think. They brought in Stephon Diggs. You can almost say out of desperation, but they are, I think, a very solid football team as well. They're Stephon Diggs, Butte, I think their running game is good in tandem. I think they do score enough points. Again, they have another New England good, solid offensive line. Defense is very underrated. Christian Gonzalez, I think he's one of the best defensive players in the league as well. I think the defensive line is very physical as well. I don't know if I'd have liked them if Knicks had played, but certainly without Knicks, I definitely got to go. I definitely got to go with them. I think they have the better quarterback. I think Drake May, the way Drake May throws a football, I love it. He throws a lot of quarterbacks that throw with touch all the time, catchable ball, in stride, those things. Does he get a lot of high volume, 350 yards, 400 yards? That's not what they do, but definitely there. I like the New England over Denver in this one. I do think this will not be a walkover. Denver will be game. Denver will be game in this game and really play hard and see. NFC title game. Two NFC West teams, LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Former Ravens coach Mike McDonald on the helm for the Seahawks, and along with the former Super Bowl winning coach trying to get back this year, the Sean McVay as well. So you might have in this game the best offensive and defensive coach in the league on both sides here. So we will see here about that. I think the Rams are interesting as well. I think their talent on defense is incredibly underrated as well. I think defensively they're really, really good. Kobe, I almost said Kobe Bryant, Kobe Durant, Jared Verse, a lot of these young guys that they have, they are really talented as well. So the defense really looks good. Some people question the secondary. I don't. Every time I've seen them, they've looked decent. I think these are going to be. I can tell you like this. This is certainly a team where once they actually win a Super Bowl here, you're going to know the names. Right? You're absolutely going to know the names. It's certainly true on the other side as well. You talk about the Seahawks as well. I've been calling here for the Darnold jokes to stop. Look, he's gotten you. All right, I'm really in the camp of giving Darnold some respect because look how far he's already gotten you there. So Sam Darnold, Jackson Simple, you got Cooper Kupp here, Kenneth Walker, pretty tough guy. He's been in and out the lineup. DeMarcus Lawrence, Devon Witherspoon. I mean, so we got a pretty tough lineup here. Got my Subway sub. And I think these are two teams I think that are really going to go ahead and have – this is going to be close to the finish. I like the AFC game. I'm definitely – what I want to do here is I want to say the better quarterback, and that's Matt Stafford. So I definitely think as good as Darnold has been, as good as they have been, Stafford also too with the blitzing schemes and the complex things, that's not going to bother, I think, the most experienced guy I think in the league as far as a quarterback, and that's Matt Stafford. And I got my soda too. And so we got, yes, that's on camera. So I like the Rams over the Seahawks in the championship game as well. Two really, really, really good teams. This is going to be what Jim Ross would call like the slobber knocker, right? Just like we saw in the football and the college football championship games, two teams hitting each other in the mouth as well. So in the Super Bowl, it's going to be Patriots, Rams in the Super Bowl again. There you go. All right. So definitely too, last multiple game weekend of the football season after a week off. And you're going to have a Super Bowl here. And definitely we're going to cover that here on the ravorisports podcast. All right. I got the graphics ready here. So we definitely have a college football season that is over as well. We definitely covered it the other night here on Driving to the Top Productions and on Ravori Sports Podcast here as well. So the national champions of college football are, yes, this is correct, the Indiana Hoosiers are the champions of all college football. That is correct. So who would have thought that? I mean, here's a school as us as Terp fans couldn't wait to play Indiana a few years ago. I mean, they were at the bottom of the Big Ten, not just recently. I mean, for years and years at the bottom. So definitely here, let's go ahead and go over this here and the college football champion. Environment was great. I think that the one thing that definitely did surprise me about the college football championship was the fact the game being in South Florida. There's a lot of Indiana fans. So I think that's kind of what happens like when you don't win a championship for that long, like as well. 27-21. Shout out to both teams. Hurricanes, I thought, were representative. I didn't think they had much of a shot to be this competitive, but they were. Hoosiers, I think, were fantastic as well. Carson Beck seems like he's been in college for like 8 years, which isn't true. 19 for 32, 232, 1 TD, 1 interception. Interception at the end of the game was basically the one that iced it. Did have a touchdown pass. They were hitting them pretty good, I thought, as well. The two defenses were very interesting as well. Miami, the strength, those great edge rushers up front as well that they have, really putting pressure on Mendoza. And Beck had trouble with a little more sophisticated. So not the big uglies up front that they have the trouble with. It's that those DBs and everything there. Beck, I thought, played decent. I thought, considering the circumstances as well. Great skill people with Miami. Mark Fletcher, I thought, was fantastic in this game. The running backs, I really think, held strong in this one. He had that big 50-plus yard run in this one, 17 carries, 2 touchdowns as well. They couldn't throw the ball as much as they liked, but they were able to run the ball, especially when they needed. They got plays with him. This guy's definitely going to play on Sunday. There's no question about it. So I'm very, very impressed with what I saw from him as well. He's got that size and the speed. That's what you need from a running back as well. Malachi Tony really reminded me of Rocket Ishmael when I saw him. Is he refined wide receiver as far as route running? No, not at all. But guess what? It doesn't matter. He's so quick. Put the ball in his hands in space. Find a way to do it, especially on the punt return and the kick returns and everything like that. The best is yet to come. He's too young to go into the NFL draft, but he's definitely blazing speed, and he's got that acceleration that was just giving Indiana fits all night, even with their good secondary that they have. Both of these guys are going to play in the NFL. Bain, I think, could be the best player overall, if it's not Fernando Mendoza as well. 1 sack. Messidor, I think he eats it right up on the other side. He had 12.5 sacks. He had 2 in this game. Fantastic stuff from these guys. These guys were just given. That was as bad as I've seen Indiana's O-line look all season long. Fernando Mendoza, the likely number 1 pick in the NFL draft. I don't think this was his best night, but I think he was just gutsy. I think the blitz really bothered him. The blitz really bothered him as well. Interesting to see how he does without RPO. That'll be interesting to see. Definitely, too. He really benefits from having that as well. We'll see. Roman Hemby, somebody who the Terps didn't want, 19 carries, 60 yards. Tariq Black, the other right back, they kind of running combination. They both had over 100 yards. Both teams, I thought, were saved by the run game. Omar Cooper as well had the biggest night. Gotta talk about Charlie Baker in the key situation. I loved it. Actually, that's where Mendoza went with the football when he needed it in the key situation there as well. I don't think this was their best night. I thought they had a couple drops. Miami got away with a lot of holding in this game but I don't think it was their best night as well. But they got it when they needed it on third down. I think they were better on third down. D'Angelo Pons, I think, was the man-child on there. Very small in stature, but kind of like it reminded me when I was watching Justin Stout last year on film. Like when you're watching him, he plays much bigger than he is. Doesn't matter. Kind of like the old Bob Sanders. Like he's going to go in and hit regardless of his size without fear as well. Their defense, I think, was a collaboration. I think they did just enough to go ahead and do this game. The block punt was huge. I thought that was the difference in the game. The special teams, all three phases. Quarterback played tough when he needed. They ran the football well. They did enough. Fundamentally sound. Spaghetti, so congratulations to the Hoosiers. And a good game we got for the end of the college football season there as well. All right. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit more Maryland basketball. They did win on Sunday. So the Terps did go ahead and win Sunday. That's against Penn State. So they did get their first Big Ten win. I don't want to see David Colt, senior guard, 5'11". This guy's a volume scorer. And I'm going to check the score tonight because I didn't get a chance to watch because they're playing right now. But definitely he's a volume scorer as well. He's all you got on offense. I know why you better be starting, right? But I know why Buzz Williams doesn't want to start him because of the fact that he's not great on defense. And Buzz Williams wants to play tough, hard-nosed defense as well. So losing tonight, 86-59. Again, Dickie Colt, 15 points. Solomon Washington, I think, has helped some. I don't think he's a scorer. I think he's more of a meat and potatoes guy. No sign of Pharrell Payne. No information. Buzz Williams doesn't talk about these things, so we still don't really know if he's coming back as well. Darius Adams, I think, is the other guy. I think Darius Adams, is – I'd like to see him more in a spot-up shooter or work with Colt more and decide it as well. But they're defensively just giving up a lot of points as well. Andre Stojakovic tonight is just getting 30 points. So we'll talk about that, and they have some big games coming up. MSU this week, Michigan State this weekend as well. Always tough to go against 10's top-ranked team, and the Purdue Boilermakers. I think Purdue might be the best team in the country as well. So those games are coming up for the Terps. All right. Top 10 lists as well. So definitely too. So we're going through all the positions on the field. So a little bit of ways from spring training still, but we're going to go through all the top 10 lists here of spring training. Before that, who are the best at each position as well. And we're going to finish up right before opening day with the manager as well. Who's the best manager in the league? But first base, we got an Oriole. We got a Baltimore Oriole on the list here as well. So let's go ahead and take a look. First base, a lot of good power, a lot of good players at first base. Absolutely, for sure. Josh Naylor for the Mariners. I always feel like I'm kind of overlooking Josh Naylor and everything he's done because I kind of see him as more kind of what he's been in years past, kind of a guy just power without average. But last year he hit I think it was 295 as well. Hit 308 the year before, 108 RBIs with the Guardians. Year before, 97. This guy can hit. I think he finally, at 28 years old, might be coming into his own. I think different circumstances on the list, but I like to see that average a little more consistently high every year because he did strike out. He does strike out a lot as well. But I definitely think that this is a guy that I definitely think this is a guy that definitely has potential here as well. Definitely going to make – look, Mariners have kind of changed things. This was a team pitching, one guy, et cetera. This is a team now that's moving forward. Spencer Torkelson has arrived. So this is what the Tigers have been waiting for as well, to have Spencer Torkelson be one of the best offensive players in the league, and definitely too, he had a breakout season last year. 31 home runs, 78 RBIs as well, 240 average. Still really young. I think there's a lot good coming with him. Still 26 years old. So almost at the bus league, and people kind of gave up on him as well. But this guy can hit for power easy. Sometimes you can see that in a player where a guy hits for power easy. And that seems silly. But some guys just like really need to drive the ball up like this. Spencer Torkelson doesn't need to do that. Kind of like that Cal Ripken type power. That makes like where he's stronger than what you realize and when you're going up against him. So Spencer Torkelson, I have him at number 9. Michael Busch for the Chicago Cubs. Busch, I think, is I think finally getting the credit that he deserves as far as around the league. Good season last year, 34 home runs, 90 RBIs, 261 average for the Cubs. There's a case to be made. He was the best offensive player last year, without the doubt. Kind of went under the radar. Either him or Pete Crow Armstrong as well. He's definitely too, I think, at first base. It's tough at first base to go ahead and get him higher. I almost feel like definitely feel like it was perceived with that. Not good defensively. Kind of seen that in the beginning, but kind of gotten better over time. I think that's it. I think defensively, guys do improve at first and when you play first. So I think like that. But he's definitely gotten better defensively as well. Definitely earns a spot in the top 10. Number 7, Nick Kurtz of the Sacramento A's. Kurtz just blew the doors off it last year in Las Vegas. In Sacramento. 290, 36 home runs. 36 home runs, 86 RBIs. I think the sky's the limit for this guy. The only question is, I wonder what that park, when they actually do get to Las Vegas, is going to look like in terms of him and his career as far as that goes. That's my only concern playing in a minor league park. I hate that stadium in Sacramento as well. But this guy is a pure power hitter. He's going to go ahead and hit 25. This guy's going to hit 30 plus home runs. You could pencil him in for that every year. As far as that goes, defensively, I think he needs a little work. To me, I think some people, people like it. People like him better than I like. I'm not in love with his defense, but you don't worry about that. Who cares? Like he definitely had hits for great power at his position. Rafael Devers now at first base for the Giants. I still don't understand why they moved him. I think like I understand he was upset, but they went ahead and brought Bregman in and told him he was going to move. I don't know why they would do that as well. I'd have been more comfortable putting Bregman in second, so he gets upset and gets traded. 252, 35 home runs, 109 RBIs. This guy's automatically 30 and 100 RBIs, no matter where you play him. I think for this year, he's going to play the majority of time at first base. In that Matt Chapman at third, I think they need a player like this. They really haven't had a player like this in the Giants, a guy who's a Deadpool power guy like Devers as well. Number 5, Devers. Number 6, Devers, I'm sorry. Number 5, Matt Olson. Olson's numbers dropped slightly, but he's still really good. Certainly not worried about Matt Olson in terms of his career as far as that goes. 292. Definitely played a lot of games in a row. I think he's at like 500 or 600 games in a row where he's played 29 home runs, 95 RBIs. I think the whole Braves lineup hasn't achieved as maybe what we thought they were going to be, but Olson's been really good. I would say there is separation between him and Freddie Freeman when they didn't make the switch. I was kind of wondering. Freddie Freeman has kind of maintained that, but I definitely believe that was a good choice picking him. But Olsen is still really good. Definitely one of the best power hitters as well. I had to drop Bryce Harper a little bit. I think Bryce, because of the injuries, I'm no longer convinced this guy's going to play 162 games, 150 games on most of the schedule. I'm not as convinced of that. If he does, and then whatever you're getting, you're going to get a lot. Bryce Harper, I think, is my favorite non-Oriole for years. Love the way he plays the game. Love the way he trash talks. Love the way he runs into. Love just love the whole thing with him, the passion and everything he plays with. Bryce Harper, I think, is fantastic. Number 4. Bryce Harper, and I think you're still going to get a lot of production. No question about it. I think he's maybe not as much as the guys above him, but definitely getting a lot of production. Look who's above him. Baltimore Orioles, Pete Alonso. So I'm a little surprised why the Mets didn't sign him. I kind of don't get it, considering what he signed for, and he had his best season he ever had last year as well. So it's a little strange considering 272, 38 home runs, 126. He's not. I mean, he's 31. So I mean, that's not 25, 26. But I mean, again, that when he has productive years, good defensively, good power. Even his average, I think he's gotten older, has really improved as well. Had a couple. I mean, he hit 217. I think like 2022, but like he's definitely. I mean, definitely a solid hitter. I mean, not a great average hitter, but solid. And I think his production in Camden Yards, 40 plus. I think he's definitely on the menu. MVP is definitely could be on the menu as well. Freddie Freeman, I think, is a man beast as well at the plate. His bat speed is very unique, and I love his swing better than any player in the league. Kind of reminds me of the great Will Clark, watching him swing. He's just got a tremendous swing, left-handed, tremendous power, very consistent as well. He's a little older now. I mean, but he's one of these guys where I kind of, I just don't see the drop-off. Like as well. Freeman's going to be 30, it's going to be 37 in September as well. I don't see any drop off in his game. I think that's probably maybe only partly why he's not number 1, but he's been fantastic as well. I mean, they're definitely getting their money's worth. Not great in the playoffs last year, if you have to nitpick, but Freddie Freeman is fantastic as well, but not as good as Vladdy Guerrero. Look, I was almost worried about him for a couple years. I mean, definitely this guy is the whole meal as well. Vladdy, I think, is the best power hitter. I think probably you could argue at the first base position currently in a position of great power hitters. He's fantastic. Vladdy, just tremendous power he has. I mean, definitely. Plate presence as well. He comes up to the plate, very intimidating. 2292 last year. He's a solid hitter too. I think that's why I like him. Him and Freeman, I think I have him at the 1 and 2, especially because they're not just power hitters, they're solid hitters. Total. There you go. Top 10. All right. One more segment here. And if I had Mariah Carey music, I'd cue up Fantasy. Old Dirty Bastard. Shout out to late old Dirty Bastard. So, fantasy baseball. I used to call it when I was a kid, I used to play rotisserie baseball. And it was fantasy football, and now fantasy is kind of the term. I still call it fantasy baseball. This is just for entertainment purposes only. Please do not bet all your money in Kung Fu gripping the marbles and everything with that for fantasy baseball as well. So this was kind of like the way I see it here. Fantasy baseball predictions, 10-team league. We're going to go ahead and go over that. That kind of gives you an idea overall where you can pick guys overall and the position, how many guys are going to go above these guys at these positions. So quickly here, Adley, had to pick him really high last year. Definitely fell off. I do think you are going to get enough at bats out of Adley to go ahead and play him every day. So I don't have any problem if you pick him in the 10th, 11th round to kind of play him every day. But I do think it's going to be later for him, definitely with Basayo. He's going to lose at bats to Basayo. He's definitely going to lose at bats. But 11th, 12th catcher, I don't have him in the top 10 as far as that, though. I haven't even seen him in drafts that high, but about 11, 12, that's about right. Pete Alonso, you better get him early. I don't think he's going to be a number one pick. Third, fourth round, that might be a little bit conservatively low for him, but definitely top 30 as well. Somebody may pick him first as well. So I definitely think top 5, definitely as far as first baseman, no question about it. Jackson Holiday, about 10th, 11th round as well as far as second baseman. Top 100 maybe. I think I could see certain drafts. I've kind of seen them go a little bit higher than that, about 8, 10 first baseman, second baseman there as well. Gunnar Henderson, top 30, no question about it. About the third best shortstop. Gunnar Henderson could be a number 1 overall pick. Alonso and Henderson definitely could be number 1 overall picks, I think, in total. Jordan Westberg, about 5th, 6th round, 90 to 100 as well for him. That's kind of where you're going to see him, about 5th round, 6th round. Somebody might sneak and get Westberg higher. I think some people know how good of a player he is as well. Sam Basayo, I think definitely late in the draft, over 200 as well. Definitely a rookie of the year guy. Somebody like me would take a Basayo high because he has such rookie of the year pub. So you might see it. For the most part, though, I think you're going to see over the 200 mark. Outfielders, I don't think anybody's going to be really high. Taylor Ward, Colton Cowser, Dylan Beavers, about the middle, like 10th to 12th round. Taylor Ward, I think, is going to be a little bit higher as well, simply because of his home run production. So he's top 15 to 20. Cowser and Beavers later. I don't think anybody's going to be really want to take them as well. Definitely keeper leagues. Keep an eye on Kobe Mayo. I don't know how much he bats he's going to get. Ryan Mountcastle, definitely later. Tyler O'Neill, I think he's going to be the 4th outfielder. So I wouldn't definitely late for those guys, for you guys that are interested in those guys. You know, it's funny. I think Trevor Rogers might be their opening day starter. I keep seeing Bradish higher. Every draft I saw Bradish higher than Trevor Rogers. So that tells me that a lot of the league believes that Bradish is a better starter, even though of the season he had. Rogers is a little bit lower. For me, that's good value. If you can get him in the 5th, 6th round, I think that's definitely a good idea. Bias is pretty high, too. I think in a lot of stuff I saw, like 6 to 8. I get it. I definitely as well. He's definitely, I think, going to be a third starter, going to get a lot of innings out of him. Dean Kramer, Zach Eflin, I think is late. I definitely think you're 4th and 5th as of right now as well. Halsey, go ahead and go crazy if you want to take a closer in the 10th, 11th round. No higher than that. You really don't want to take a closer for the most part higher than that. Maybe Diaz or somebody like that. But that's pretty much it as well. I do think as well with pitching, I wouldn't do anything with middle relievers. I generally don't. I definitely don't think that's a good way to go. Obviously as well. Bradish also too, again, higher in a lot of places than I've seen. So I definitely think there is a belief in, and I'm seeing it in the drafts and the mock in the drafts and everything like that, that Bradish is a better player. There you go. Thank you for joining us here. Ravori Sports Podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content. You guys have a great rest of your week.